Welcome everybody. Before we start, pause the video and read the question carefully. We started with 2 moles of P. The reaction becomes an equilibrium, and then we got 2 products which are R and Q. At the equilibrium, we got X moles of R. And the summation of all of the moles at the equilibrium of the products and reactants is equal to 2 plus X over 2. The question says, which of these reactions in the choices represent the reaction that we made? So we will start with the first one here, and let's analyze it. I will rewrite again, P, you have 2Q plus R. Okay, the question says that we got R as an X, so we put X in here. And we can see that the Q here is the double of R, and that's why it's 2X. We started with 2 moles of P, and that's why you remember that we have 2 minus, but minus what? Or how many? Since we have the ratio of R and P is 1 to 1, then we have to say 2 minus X. And if you take the summation for all of these together, you will end up with 2 plus 2X. Since you have X in here, they cancel out each other, and that's why you will have 2 plus 2X, which is not correct as this one here. Let's take the second one, and we have 2P, we have 2Q and R. Since the R is X, then the 2Q is the double of X, and that's why it becomes 2X. And here we have to say 2 minus what? 2X or X? We have to say 2 minus 2X because you have like the 2 in here and the 2 in here, you know, like it's 2X. And if we take the summation for all of these, we cancel out the 2X's together, and then we end up with 2 plus X, which is not the correct answer. Let's take the third one. We have 2P, we have Q and R. Since the R is equal to X, and this is 1 to 1, then it's X. 2P is the double of R, and that's why you have to say 2 minus 2X. And if you add those together, you will end up with 2, which is not the true answer. And now let's go to the last one, which is in here. I just want to move it here. 2P, Q plus 2R. Since we have 2R, we represent it by X because it says it's X regardless it's multiplied by 2 or 3 or 4, R is X. You can see that the Q is the half of R, and that's why it's represented by X over 2. And 2 here is represented by 2 minus, but minus what? Since the R here is 2 and it's represented by X, then the 2 here is represented by X. And if you take the summation of all of these together, you will end up those X's cancel out each other, and that's why you will end up with 2 plus X over 2, and the is the correct answer.